Hello everyone, this is Arnab and I welcome to our first C# tutorial. Now in this course we are going to cover basic fundamentals of C# with console application examples. We are going to learn how to develop Windows applications with C# and then if time permits then we are gonna learn about some more cool stuffs like how to develop games with C#. Hopefully it will be quite interesting, so let's get started. Now talking about C sharp, the first thing should come into your mind is what is C sharp and why do we need C sharp. Now C sharp is basically a hybrid language of C and C++. It was developed back in the year of 2000 by Microsoft. It was also designed by Microsoft as well, and it was a cross-platform and object-oriented language. Now remember, these are the main features of C sharp, this cross-platform and object orientation. Now C sharp is important is for development for XML based web applications, .NET framework, and developing applications and games for Microsoft, and developing apps for Android mobile also. Now what are the basic requirements of C sharp? Now to run a C sharp program, the first thing you need to have an IDE that supports C sharp. Now you may ask that what is an IDE? IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. Now IDE is basically a software where you perform a particular type of program in a particular language, which is written in particular language. Now in this case we are talking about C sharp, so we will focus on the IDE that supports C sharp. Now so first we shall look for an IDE. The internet, go to the internet, open Google. There's one important thing I want to mention, that there are two popular IDEs which support C sharp. One is named very popular Visual Studio. Now there's one thing that you need to be aware about Visual Studio. This, if you are on the Windows 7 or Windows XP machine, maybe if you are on the Windows XP or on Windows 7, then you must download the Visual Studio 2010 version, because the later versions of Visual Studio may not run onto your computer. But if you are on the Windows 8 or the later version of Windows, then you can choose the Visual Studio 2012 or later. So let's search Visual Studio 2013. So I am on Windows 10, but if you are on the Windows 7, then it don't create that much of problem for you, because the basic programs will be same even in Visual Studio 2010. So click on download Visual Studio. The basic approach will be same. Click on the Visual Studio 2013 here. Click on the what version of Visual Studio 2013 you want to use. I prefer this version, Express 2013 for desktop. Click on the download button and it will be automatically download for you. Now you can choose your format. I prefer ISO format slightly more, but you still can choose this web installer version. So let's look for another IDE, which is known as Xamarin Studio. Now one good thing about Xamarin Studio is it is a cross-platform IDE. So if you are on the Mac or Linux, then it still will run onto your machine. It don't create that much of problem. So go to Google, click on Mono Develop. Click on this first link. Now click on the download section here. Now as I said before, that it is a cross-platform IDE. So if you are on the Mac operating system, Then before downloading the Xamarin Studio, you have to first download this Mono plus GTK Sharp, and then you have to install it. Then when you have installed this Mono plus GTK Sharp, then you can download and install the Xamarin Studio. And if you are on the Windows machine, then first you have to install this .NET Framework 4.5. then you have to install this GTK Sharp for .NET. Then you can download and install the Xamarin Studio. I have already downloaded it in my computer, so I won't do it again. So just minimize the browser. And there's one thing I want to say, this is I will perform all of my console applications projects on Xamarin Studio, as the people who are in the Mac can easily follow what happens. So open Xamarin Studio, click on the new solution. Make sure you are on the .NET. You click on the console project and make sure that your selected language is C#. Now click on next. You can name your project whatever you want. I'm gonna make it Dude 1. Make sure that you have a different solution name, because it is a good habit to have a different solution name, just like this. And you can choose your location whatever you want. Create it. Now we shall create the first C# program for us. Now here it is. Now if you are seeing this any C# code for the first time, it may look little bit overwhelming for you, but don't worry, because it is not that much, and I'm gonna explain all of these stuffs later. So first I'm gonna focus on the main function, and that is the most important thing for any programming language. And you can see there's already a line of code written here, like console.writeLine hello world. Now console, this keyword used because we are developing a console application, so this keyword is used. And writeLine basically means that printing or writing a bunch of lines on the console. And if you use this particular writeLine word, then it's gonna print a particular one line of code in the console. And here it is the string, or the words are hello world, and you need to write another line of code, otherwise it would create a little bit problem. So make sure that line, here it is. And now you can run the program. Now you can see that it prints that line of string written as hello world on the console. So I reckon that's all for this video. I'm gonna discuss about more basic fundamentals in the later videos, and I'm gonna also talk about the Visual Studio IDE. So stay tuned and subscribe.